So the Brighton Mainline has been announced for Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour, and a lot of people have been wondering, what could DTG achieve with this route? What types of trains can be sold as Loco DLCs? And what is so special about this route? Today I'm going to be talking about the potential of this route and what may come to it in the future. If you enjoyed the video, like it, and if you are new to the channel and you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it. The Brighton Mainline is a mainline route running between the London Bridge and London Victoria stations in London and Brighton in the far southern part of the UK. In Train Sim World 2, only the line from London Victoria to Brighton will be included. While DTG have said that they are not planning to connect or extend routes, I feel like it is worth it to mention that this route connects with the East Coastway route at Brighton, and while routes cannot be fully connected in TSW, DTG will be including AI East Coastway and possibly West Coastway services to increase the realism and make the route feel more alive. If DTG does figure out a way to connect and expand routes after their release, then this route has a lot of potential for it. The first, and I think the biggest thing, considering the amount of stuff that will be included in it, the route could be extended to London Bridge. This would extend some of the Southern and Thameslink services to London Bridge, but we'll talk about Thameslink a little later. It would also give us London Overground services between West Croydon and Crystal Palace and New Cross Gate. The second extension includes the Chatham Main Line. It would extend the route along the southeastern tracks from London Victoria to Rochester. This would connect the Brighton Main Line to the southeastern high-speed route, allowing players to operate trains from Gillingham to London Victoria, and it could put the Class 375 and 465 to more use. Thameslink also runs along part of the Chatham Main Line, so you would have a nice variety of services along that route. The final connection, as I mentioned earlier, is the East Coastway connection, connecting to this route at the Brighton and Lewes station via the Plumpton branch. This connection would allow players to operate trains from London Victoria to Eastbourne and Seaford, and allow players to ride trains from stations like New Haven Harbour to Brighton and transfer to a train bound for East Croydon. Now let's talk about layering. This route has some possibilities for layered trains and services. The first layered train I will talk about involves the GWR services that run from Red Hill to Gatwick Airport. This service would be run by the Great Western Class 166s. The second layered train involves AI services at the London Victoria station. DTG could either put static Class 375s and 465s, or include those trains as AI services that come out of London Victoria, take a spur track to the left, and disappear into a portal. This would make the route feel more alive and real. The route could also layer trains onto other routes. Since this route will include the Class 377/1, the Class 377/1 could possibly be a substitution for the Class 377/4 on East Coastway. The same goes for the Class 387. During the pandemic, Southern has been operating some of Gatwick Express's Class 387s along the East Coastway line. The final thing we will be talking about today is the various Loco DLCs that could be sold for this route. The first and biggest one is the Thameslink Class 700. While yes, there are licensing issues with the Class 700, it is a very popular and wanted train for TSW, and it would be appreciated if DTG were to obtain the license for it and put it in the game. These trains would run various services along the Brighton Main Line, originating at East Croydon and running down to South Croydon, Three Bridges, and Brighton. These trains would add a lot more life to the route, and it would give the route a lot more services. If the Class 700 is unable to be put in TSW, I would love to see a Class 319 or Thameslink Class 387 DLC as a substitute. Thameslink isn't the only train operating company that operates along this route that could get a Loco DLC. Both Gatwick Express and Southern can too. Talking about Gatwick Express's Loco DLC, the Class 442 could be added to this route. It would act as a substitute for the Class 387, and it could be used in an all-new timetable, maybe one set in the early 2010s. Southern can get a Class 455/8 DLC. This would open up services from London Victoria to Balham and Selhurst, and from Streatham Common and East Croydon to Purley. All of these trains could be included in one big Loco pack sold for the price of a normal route. This would increase the overall value of the route and would give players a much better experience when playing on the route. There's a lot that DTG can achieve with this route. It was said by Matt on one of the roadmap streams that this will have the biggest timetable with the most services of any route released for Train Sim World 2. That means even more services than Habstreck Munich to Augsburg, a route that is known to have a lot of services with all of the layers that are on it. If you are excited for the Brighton Mainline route coming as a part of Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour, like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content. Peace.